The second annual Maker Faire Detroit is now underway at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn. It features a science fair, live entertainment, and a cooking area. So we're here out at the Maker Faire. So what's going on out here?
So out here right now we are doing the Robotics Redefined Rec Lab Make Lab, where you take things apart. We bring ordinary things you'd find around your house, you take them apart, smash them apart, and then you build something new out of them. Yeah.
So now about the company, tell me a little bit about this company.
So Robotics Redefined was founded by me about 6 years ago now, and we build autonomous ground robotic systems. So robots that move around and work together to complete tasks and different things like that.
Now, is this your first time at the Maker Faire?
No. I've been doing Make stuff for the past 2 years now. So I was here last year, and then I've done other events with Make, different things like that. Yeah.
So what are some of the things that your company builds, I guess you could say?
Like autonomous ground robotic vehicles. So we build robots that move things around. They park cars. They do all kinds of different things. Yeah. So it's robots that drive around like vehicles.
You have one on display here today?
No, we don't. Make Faire stuff we separate from our corporate stuff. So, yep.
See, any other comments before we wrap it up?
Just check us out at www.robotics-redefined.com.
Arizona. I made this video coat, which is a TV set that you wear.
I saw you inside a few minutes ago. You were all lit up in all different colors and everything. So how did you make this?
Well, about a half a year ago, I figured I'd have to make something with a lot of blinking lights for Burning Man. So I figured I'd wear some blinking lights, and now I've got 60,000 LEDs on my coat. I'm an electrical engineer, and so it wasn't too hard to figure that out. The tricky part was figuring out how to make it flexible so I could wear it.
Now, what's the cost of something like that?
You don't want to know. It cost me $20,000. So, yeah, it's not cheap to put this many LEDs on something.
And so where are you going to go beyond this? Are you entering that into competitions, or what is going on with it?
Well, my business plan was just to build it and see what would happen. And so I've been getting some emails from people in advertising and music videos and things like that. So I'm just going to see, you know, what goes on. Because I had the idea and I talked to a company, well, would you be interested in sponsoring it? And they said, well, show me a picture of it first. So I knew I had to build it, so I built it. So now we'll see what happens. I have no idea what'll happen.
Can you mention what the music videos were?
I don't know. You know, I assume eventually Lady Gaga will be wearing one.
See, any other comments before we wrap up here?
Electronics can be very fun if you keep at it long enough.
So tell me a little bit about what we got here.
Okay, Strait Power is a hydrokinetic turbine. Basically, it is a underwater windmill. And my underwater windmill or hydrokinetic turbine is based on the mouth of the basking shark, which is a filter feeding shark. And this design, it uses biomimicry, a technique of looking to nature for inspiration. And by using nature, I was able to increase the efficiency of the fan blades inside by 40%. So.
Now, what would somebody use this for, I guess?
Okay, someone would use this for making electricity or making hydraulic power, powering their home or any other thing that takes electricity, basically. Yeah.
This is a very huge invention here. How long did it take you to make it?
Okay, from the time I started, which was in the beginning of, basically the end of summer last year, And December 18th, I graduated. It was my final project at the College for Creative Studies. And so from December 18th to the beginning of summer, I worked about 1,200 hours and I put this together. So testing by an independent university, building it out of wood, chopping down trees, and fixing it underwater. About 3 months.
Now, what's the cost of something like that?
So materials cost was about $4,000, and that was I got through donations. And I started this project with zero money, and then eventually the total cost of the project was about $95,000, and $80,000 was donations from University of Michigan for testing, because it was like $3,000 a day for their equipment to be used, and then CCS, the school I went to, donated money for the milling and the machine time. It was great. And then we had some anonymous donors that gave me cash money for things like wood and, stuff that you need to buy. So, yeah, it was wonderful.
So this is your first time at the Maker Faire?
This is my first time at the Maker's Faire, and it is an amazing, wonderful experience. And it is absolutely anyone who hasn't been to the Maker's Faire needs to come to the Maker's Faire.
So what do you hope to get out of it, by showing this? What do you hope to get out of it?
Well, one, I hope to inspire people to go home and do anything that makes them happy. Two, possibly educate them that, technology is not out of their reach. They need to reach for it. And then lastly, I want them to have a good time. So that's really what I want out of this, bringing it here. So, yeah.
All sorts of stuff, and we've started a hacker space at High Impedance Air Gap last year with Ed and a few others of us, and we're just putting together people who know how to do electronics, mechanics, fluids. You make it, we build it, kind of play with stuff, we meet, and just a hacker space, a maker space, and we're trying to grow from there.
And what do you got going on at the booth over here?
Well, at our booth here, we have several projects. We have a Jacob's ladder that is bicycle powered. So we've hacked together a automotive alternator, a battery, and an ignition coil from a 1940 Ford. And if you pedal fast enough and hard enough on it, you can get an arc, kind of like the old Frankenstein movies. Next to that, we have a CES Ed Lab from model 651, which was built in 1984. Before they had breadboards where you stuffed the little circuits in and you pushed wires in. Back then, they didn't have those breadboards. And back in college, you wanted to build a circuit. The college bought this from CES a long time ago. And it's basically a 1,001 electronic kit. It's very similar to your 101 electronic kit that you'd buy in Radio Shack back in 1980. And the nice thing about it is you can crisscross the wires, do anything you want to it, and it won't blow up, won't hurt, unlike a little breadboard. So we got it there. Kids have been coming up and plugging in, making little Morse code detectors, lights flashing. You can do pretty much almost anything with that to a point. And you can even build an AM and an FM radio out of it if you have the schematics or the know-how. Next to that, Ed here's son built a little mechanical hand that opens and closes. It has a PIR, a passive infrared sensor, connected to a Arduino-based small O micro with 5 servos and just fishing line. When you pass over for his high school project, it closes, tries to grab whatever, and then kind of does some hand stuff and waves bye-bye.
Hurry on down here to the Maker Faire because it all wraps up on Sunday, July 31st. Reporting just outside the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, I'm Jason Rzucidlo for AmericaJR.com.